Finally, a new car, a new character. It feels so good to get this because I feel like lately all Mattel has been doing is releasing repaints and more repaints and recolors and stuff like that. That is nice to get, but it's not as cool as a new character like Roamin here, who is the next-gen Combustr racer. I mean, Mattel unveiled a whole bunch of new characters that were going to be released this year. One of them was Chris, and I feel like he's actually really the first one to be released out of that whole bunch. Hopefully there will be a lot more to come, but right now it seems like this is the only one out right now from that batch. He is, in some random case we don't know, a couple popped up on eBay in the past week for around $20 to $30, and I know that's expensive, but I'm like, you know, I don't usually find new cars. This guy's awesome. I'm gonna buy him and not have to worry about him. So yeah, I put the money out there, but this guy, he's worth it. And yeah, I don't know who else could be in this case. People are reporting of finding him at Smith stores, which is owned by like Kroger, Mariano's, Payless, something like that, that whole big chain. So I would definitely recommend checking out your Smiths and Kroger stores because those are the ones that actually carry toys. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just get right into the review. So we have some nice new art there for Chris. He's looking happy. We got some Desert Blur Highway in the background. He is, of course, in the next-gen Piston Cut Racer series, and you have it in the 4 languages: English, Portuguese, Spanish, and French, although I don't think I did it in that correct order. I think it goes Spanish, French, and then Portuguese. But anyway, it's kind of a cool logo, the yellow to gold stripe. Of course, this is the new Made in Thailand assortment, or whatever you want to call it, where you have like this ridge on the card here instead of it just being flat. Like I have an example right here. See how this package is just completely flat? Now they have a ridge where the name tag is. So that's a little strange. And there are some other differences too between like the ones that they released before and the ones that they release now, like with this Combustr McQueen. I'll probably do a video on it and what the differences are exactly, the reasoning behind it. But this video, we're just going to focus on Chris. And you guys can take note that he is one of the new Made in Thailand cars. On the back, we do have a nice picture of actually Chris himself there. There he is at the LA International Speedway. Will the impressive next-gen racers break Lightning McQueen's winning streak? Absolutely they did. And on the back here we see Michael Roeder, the regular version, not the Fireball Beach version, so hopefully he comes out soon. And these 3 have already been released: Conrad Camber, Sheldon Shifter, and Rich Mixon. So let's just get right into this guy. He looks amazing. So here we have Chris out of the package, and he is actually looking amazing, super shiny. And before we get into the specifics about him, I do want to mention that these new Made in Thailand cars do tend to be shinier and more glossy than the Made in China previous ones. Like, I know it'll be kind of hard to tell in the package, but maybe you can just kind of see if you look at the hood and just how the light reflects off of these rich mix-ins here, that the Made in Thailand one, which is the one in the package, is a little bit shinier. And I do plan on opening some of these, like I said, when I make my video about the Made in Thailand change, and then we'll talk about it more in more detail. But just wanted to let you know that because Chris here does look super shiny. He looks great. I really do like this guy. And so let me put some pictures on the screen of where Chris appeared in Cars 3. He actually appeared quite a bit in the background and a little prominently as well. Like when Cruz just entered the race in the Florida 500, he is actually like right there, which I guess means he's pretty bad because he was at the end of the pack. But yeah, he turned into a tractor and everything. It was pretty cool, although I don't think we'll ever get a release of him as a tractor. The Disney Store released Mood Springs Tank Coat and Clutch Aid, so maybe we will, but right now we can just look at the screenshots there. And of course, he did replace Chip Gearings. I do kind of find it interesting that both of their first names start with a C, but anyway, Chip was the Combustr racer at the beginning of Cars 3. Poor guy got replaced by Chris. Now, there is no Cars 1 Combustr racer. Combustr, along with Blinker, Synergy, Carbon Cyber, and Intersection, maybe another one that I'm forgetting. They're all new sponsors, new companies in Cars 3. So, yeah, that's why we don't have a third racer to compare him to. But we're just going to get going here with these two. As you can see, a huge change in the branding on the hoods here. Before, you had Combustr there with the Piston. Of course, it is a banking company, the power of online banking, as you can see right there. They did completely remove, actually, no, I'm wrong. Spoke too soon. They do still have that slogan there, if you can kind of just see it below the Combustr vertical logo there, the power of online banking. And you do have like the star over the O there, which is similar to the kind of sparkle or whatever at the end of the piston here. But the piston itself is gone. They don't use that anymore. Now they kind of use this block matrix design. It's very weird, very modern, kind of like how a computer would load in. Kind of reminds me of Minecraft with the blocks as well, if you guys know what I'm talking about. With all these like little individual blocks. It's like that's all grass there and that's like water or something like that, which is completely new. Nothing really like that was on the chip gearings here. I mean, you do kind of have something going on with the rectangle sticking out into the white there and the circles there, but really it's kind of a new design. Now you do have the grille there along with the vents in the bottom corners. It's kind of hard to see because he has that dark blue paint, but it is a little sparkly, which is cool. Now, all the Thailand cars have separate eyepieces. It does feel like they're plastic pieces just kind of inserted in there instead of before being part of the metal body. Either way, it looks fine. I mean, on some of them it doesn't look so good, like on the Lightning McQueen's, but on him it looks fine. His contingency sponsors are the Piston Cup, Combustr, Carbon Cyber, and Synergy. So we do have Combustr twice there, but that's just how it is for all the next gens. He has kind of like a mint green rim color with white trim, even though the trim is very hard to spot out there. It's very small. And he does have those Lightyear tires that is also very small to read, but it's there. Got the Combustr logo there again. That arrow points down to the pit crew where to lift them up at to change the tires. Then you have the exhaust pipes. Number 11, of course. Very simple, just a modern, elegant, simple font. You have the gas cap back here. On the roof, you have the roof flaps. Window bars on the back window. Spoiler's pretty cool. You have the same type of logo with the matrix design in there as well. And on the back, since he is a rookie, it's mandatory to have those yellow stripes. I do wish he had a couple different interfaces for Combustr instead of just that same one, because it does get a little boring and repetitive. But I guess it's, modern, simple, and just kind of, straightforward. You do have the 11 over there again, and that's pretty much it. Just the green, blue two-tone. Here's the base if you're interested. Look at that. Now it does say, of course, made in Thailand down there instead of made in China. The date stamps also look to be a little bit different. You can see that over here, the L23A instead of usually it's like, something like that with the EAA in the back. Made in China. Now this is a pretty good point, A lot of us have been speculating, like, why do not the Chinese sellers have any new cars anymore? Usually they always got in like the brand new cars, they'd sell them first to us collectors, and then maybe a couple months after that, they'd be released in stores. And that has not been happening at all lately. It's probably because of the fact that everything's being made in Thailand nowadays, and I have never seen any Thailand sellers from eBay selling cars. So who knows, maybe it's just not a big market over there in Thailand. Maybe that's why they're changing factories. Who knows? It doesn't matter to me. I would probably prefer to get the car from a store anyway than early on, but it was kind of nice to see what would be coming, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So we'll do a little bit of a 360 here. I do like how the green with the white trim rim design carried over. Now, if you really think about it, this design did not change as much as, for example, let's say, N2O Cola or Sputter Stop. Sputter Stop's a good one. Some of these sponsors changed their branding a lot, but Mood Springs, Combustr, Leakless, they all kind of look similar, but some of them are pretty drastic. Here we do have a couple other similar next gens. We have Rich Mixon and Tim Treadless, all of which their eyes are pretty much the same along with their mouths, but it does kind of look slightly different because of where the leveling is and the eye color. All three spoilers are different though, which is what I like to see. I like that a lot. Actually, I don't know. Rich Mixon spoiler may be the same. It does look a little higher though, so at least they did make that different. Either way, he looks pretty sweet. Let me know what you guys think of Chris Roamin in the comment section below. And let me know these three next gens with new sponsors for Cars 3. Which is your favorite? We have Flipped Over for Intersection, Ryan Inside Laney for Blinker, and of course Chris Roamin for Combustr. My favorite is Flip, then Chris, and then Ryan. I don't know, I just love that pink. I love that heart design. But Chris is pretty cool as well, and hopefully he'll start showing up in more stores soon along with some other new faces. Because like I said, they revealed a whole bunch of cars way back when in like January. And none of them have been released. I feel like this is really like the first one that was revealed around that time period. But anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Goodbye.